Hi, my name is Cam Swift with ISN reporting for the week of August 1st. Thank you for tuning in. We're at Heiser Field at Layritz Park for the 2019 Little League Canadian Softball Championships. Folks, this is going to be a good one. We've got two teams from Alberta, Calgary and Ponoka, and we've got Hampton Little League, and we've got the host Layritz.
It's opening day, Thursday, August 1st, and the first game is in the books as Ponoka soundly defeated Calgary 16-1. Next up, we have Hampton Little League taking on crosstown rivals Layritz All-Stars. These two teams have had this day marked on a calendar for some time now and are eager to get things started. Vivian Bales will take the mound for Hampton today, while Layritz will counter with Cassidy Ralphs. This looks to be a great matchup of two very talented teams who look to make a deep run in this year's Canadians. With Cassidy on the mound, Paige Warren would step up to the plate, hit a sharp ground ball to right field. She would round first and go. She's waved over to second base. That's a stand-up double. Nice hit for Paige Warren. After inducing a fly ball for the first out, Cassidy would walk the next two batters, then settle in nicely. She would blow one by Carissa Dye. She takes a good cut at that ball, though. With two out and the bases loaded, Amanda Conrad would hit a sharp ground ball to Lexi. She would gobble this out for the third out and get out of this inning unscathed. Bales on the mound for Hampton. Tatum would step up to the plate, hit a nice ground ball. That would go right up to Ashley Fong. She'd gobble that out for the first out. With Bales rearing back, and he would step up to the plate. She'd turn on this ball quickly. That's hit on a rope, folks, all the way to the wall. And he would round second base. Cassidy scoring on the play, and into third base with a triple with a beautiful hit for Annie. With a runner at third and one out, Zoe would step up to the plate, hit a sharp ground ball to Paige Warren. Paige Warren over to first plate. Georgia Henderson throws it home. Owen Fisher with a beautiful tag. That is a third out. That is a major league play right there. And in the top half of the second inning, Rowan Fisher would step up to the plate, hit a ball to right field, but Ruby Jones would vacuum that ball up nicely. With a runner at first and second, Paige Warren would step up to the plate. She would pound this ball into the gap. This would go all the way to the wall, folks. That would score a run. And with Paige running around, she's looking for a triple. There seems to be some confusion here, and I'm not going to tell you what happened, but that's an out. And with two out, Ella Fola, she would step up to the plate. This young lady with a good eye would take a walk for the team on 4 pitches. With two out and a runner at third base, Ashton Fong would step up to the plate. She'd hit a nice ball, but Tatum is right there to gobble this up. That's the third out, but not before Hampton knocks this one up at 1-0. With Vivian Bales looking for a quick second inning, she would throw a pitch out, but Annie would hit this sharply right to Conrad, over to Henderson. That is a beautiful play, folks. With Ruby Jones at the plate, she would hit this ball off of Bales nicely, but taking care of business once again is Conrad. This girl is showing her defined defensive prowess. Next up to play, Jayla, and Vivian Bales throws a nice high ball, but that's popped up right to Ella Fowles. That's for the third out, folks. There's the quick inning, and she was after, leaving us still knotted up at 1-1 going into the top of the third inning. Georgia Henderson, she would fly out in foul territory to third baseman Annie to start off this inning. And with Cassidy settling in nicely, she would just throw a beautiful changeup that would freeze Carissa Dye. The drop ball still the out at first base. Then next up to bat, Brooke McLean, with a good eye, would take the pitch, head over to first base on the walk. And Rowan Fisher is next up, taking some hacks at this one. But look at that, Annie once again scoops that ball up. Beautiful throw to first base. This game is still tied. This is a fine defensive play. And Vivian Bales pitching a beautiful game herself. She would throw this ball. Lexi would hit her right to Paige Warren. And next up to bat is Bella. She would hit this ball nicely right to Paige Warren. Paige would rear back. She would one-hop this one. Nice play by Georgia Henderson, but safe on the play Let's take a look at this one again. This was a really close play. It was a one-hopper scooped up beautifully by Georgia Henderson, but the Layritz runner is called safe on the play. And Vivian Bales would be getting a groove of her own. She would set Town Presley on this ball right down the pipe. With 2 outs and a runner at second base, Allison would step up. She would hit this ball nicely right to center field. Oh, Ella Fellas, this girl, she takes care of business out in her territory in center field. Ralphs would continue to hit her stride, striking out Baxter Mormon. And then Vivian Bales, she would step up to the plate. A nice pitch by Cassidy. This is a slot bunt. Annie picks it up nicely, fires to first base. That's for the second out. Then Paige Warren, she would take the walk on 4 pitches. Runner at first base with 2 out. Then on a full count, Kleiman Haga would hit a squibber right back to Ralphs. Ralphs throw to first place for the out. This game's going to the bottom of the 4th inning, all knotted up at 1. Annie would lead this inning off. She would take this ball. It's a worm burner right out to left field. That would be in for a single. And he moves over to second with a stolen base. And then Willington just hits a scorcher down the first base line. That is a ripper, folks. Here comes Annie around to score. And Willington's in with a single. 2-1 Layritz. Then Anya Porter steps up to the plate. A beautiful bunt. That moves a runner over to second. A unfortunate error at first base. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Then Ruby Jones with a nice hit down to first base. Georgia Henderson picks it up, but the runners do advance to second and third on the play. Then with Emily stepping up to the plate, Bales delivers. Emily with a beautiful bunt down the third baseline. Conrad would hold the runners at second and third, but Emily is safe at first, bases loaded. That would bring up Lexi Walper to the plate with the bases loaded. This young lady would rip the cover off the ball out to right center field. That would go all the way to the wall. She is coming around second base, heading to third. This is in for a triple. 3 runs are going to score on this play. And that's going to put Layritz up 4-1 in this tight ball game. Then Bales would rear back and throw some high cheddar. That would strike out Robin. That would also catch Lexi. She's caught in the middle. She's in a pickle, folks. She's back and forth. It's going down. There's a chuck to home base. Fisher with the tag. That is for the third out, a double play. But not before Layritz would put 3 on the board. 4-1 Layritz. Top of the 5th inning, Ashley Fawn steps up to the plate. She would hit a shot right to first base with Porter. That's a nice scoop. She would pick that ball up. That's for the first out of the inning. Then Rouse would continue to impress, picking the corner, striking out Henderson on this play. Then next up bat Carroll, she would hit a nice shot right to Tatum. That is a beautiful play to first base. That is for the third out, and that leaves the Reds leading 4-1 heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. And with Robin at third base, Tatum would step up to the plate, hit a line shot right up the middle. That's a beautiful hit. And that would score the runner. And on the very next play, Porter would go for third base, but Fisher with the rifle arm. That is a nice shot. She is out at third base. That is 1 out. Let's take a look at this play again. That's nice timing by Porter, but Fisher gets a good throw. That's right on the money, and Warren with the tag. Ralph's at the plate. She would hit a moonshot out to left field. That ball's hit hard, but Dye is there to pick it up for the second out. Then Annie would step up to the plate. She would turn on this ball quickly. That's a frozen rope. That is hit hard. Till out left field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Dye gets on it quick. Turns it back. Holds us to a double. Nice play and a nice hit. Willington steps up to the plate. Hits a sharp grounder right up the middle. Elafolis in. Throwing it into Fong. Fong throws it home, but the runner will score. But Fisher alertly throws it to second base. Out at second base. Brilliant play. But not before Layritz scores some runs and up 6-1. Chance at bat for Hampton. Ralphs would start off nasty pitch, getting out Conrad. And Ralphs facing Fisher. Throw the pitch. Fisher with a sharp ball, but Walper would take care of this. Gobble it up to first base. That'd be for the second out, folks. Vivian Bales would hit that ball. The ball would be gobbled up by Annie. Annie with the throw to first base. That would retire the side. 6-1 winners. Layritz over Hampton. That was really an exciting game for these two powerhouse teams. Layritz on top, 6-1. It was closer than the score would indicate. Tip your cap to Vivian Bell. She played a nice game today. And also, let's check in with Cassidy and her coach, Ken Jones.
Yeah, once we kind of settled in and everybody got the nerves out of their system, they started to kind of really focus in and play solid. And that's to be expected at this time of the season. The build up to this game was quite a bit. I mean, we've been practicing for about a month now, and leading up to this game, there was a lot of hype behind it. And yeah, it's nice, but it is still round robin, and there's long way to go. But the kids had fun and good attitude on the bench, and everybody had a great time.
I definitely was a little rough at the start. I was definitely nervous. And, the front of the lineup didn't scare me, but I was more nervous for that. But once I got settled in, it was better. I thought I did pretty good. I don't know. I know I can. I feel I always can do better because I'm pretty hard on myself. So I always feel I can do better. But I don't know. It was a whole good team effort. Yeah, it's definitely nice when we get runs. So I know that not one run can make the game, or one base runner can make them win or make us lose.
Well, Layritz is basically our rival. It's the team that we kind of play against to go. And, the atmosphere was really well today. We're all positive. We had the energy going, and we were getting some hits. And I feel like some of us were a little bit hesitant about the game today, but we pulled through, and we did as best as we could. And I just wish we push more and have more energy in the next games, and that's going to carry through to tomorrow.
The third game of the day would see Hampton go up against Ponoka, who are coming off a 16-1 commanding victory over Calgary. We pick up the game in the top of the fourth, where Paige Warren is pitching a gem. She has a no-hitter, supported by 13 Hampton runs. This Hampton team is on fire against a strong Ponoka team, and Paige Warren is leading the way. She is throwing strikes, throwing the heat, and she's moving pitches all over today. This is a fine example of pitching in Victoria, and Paige Warren is at the top of the list as she has 10 strikeouts for the day. But LA would finally solve the mastery of Paige Warren. Texas Leaguer into the field, that would break up the no-hitter. Warren would continue her dominance, striking out the batter, but the runner would be caught in a pickle, and she would be running for home, and she is actually safe, but the runner is called out on interference. That is a game, folks. And you could put that one in the books, folks. That's 13-0 Hampton against a fine Ponoka team, led by 2 hits each by Fullest, Warren, Henderson, and Dye, and Conran with 3 ribbies, and a fantastic display of pitching by Paige Warren.
It felt great. It felt super easy to pitch and just felt natural, no pain or anything like that. It felt really good to just pitch a no-hitter. I was telling him not to because then it would kind of jinx it, but I was pretty happy going into the 4th inning having a no-hitter. I don't think I've ever done that before. Yeah, it's cool to see what softball is like in different provinces, and it's really cool to play against them because we have a different kind of softball, I guess, level compared to them, and so it's really cool to see how they play against us and see what their strategies are.
In the nightcap, Layritz would go to 2-0 with a 16-0 win over Calgary, led by Emily, who had 3 shutout innings and 8 strikeouts. Now, there were 2 games on tap for Friday, August the 2nd. Hampton Little League defeated Calgary 15-0, and Layritz, the All-Stars, they took care of Ponoka. They won 17-0. And this is going to set us up nicely for Saturday, August the 3rd. 11 o'clock, we have the 3-0 Layritz All-Stars. They're going to face the 0-3 Calgary team. And then at 2 o'clock, we're going to have Hampton Little League. They're 2-1. They're going to go up against a Ponoka team who is 1-2. And ISN will be there to cover the 2 semifinal games. My name is Cam Smith. We will see you on the field.